came, Mike Freitas to be exact, came and said, Chris, we'd love to make some plugins with you. What was my answer, you think? Anybody think about that for a second? Why the hell would I want to make plugins? I have all that shit in my rack. What do I need that for? Plugins don't sound like my gear, right? How many people really think it sounds like their gear? It kind of doesn't. It's an emulation, right? It's not going to sound like some big thing with tubes in it. Well, that was 10 years ago, okay? Now, in the last 10, 15 years, now Waves is now, what, 25 years in, right? They've been making plugins for 25 years. The first was the C6 EQ, I think it was. The Q10. The Q10 EQ, that was their thing. And then the And then the L1 came right after that, didn't it? So, I mean, think about it. Now here in 2017, you got plugins that emulate just about everything, okay? Everything in and out of the bedroom. But anyway, they emulate all the gear you need. So my question was, well, why do I want to make plugins? Because they don't sound worth shit. So let's try one then. So they tried one and showed me they could take a piece of my gear and make it sound cool in a box. Well, a piece of gear that I use all the time is that blue 1176 up there, okay? I used to have 6, I have 4 originals, and I use them all the time, okay? And I'm like, yeah, you're gonna copy this. I don't fucking think so, right? Well, sure enough, after busting their balls, and they said, let's just take your limiter back to Israel. I'm saying, really? You're gonna take that to Israel? Am I ever gonna see it again? Well, it did come back. It didn't look the same, and it had a few interesting logos on it. But anyway, so we see up here the CLA 1176, okay? So I wasn't gonna put my name on it unless it sounded like something, okay? So you gotta realize that old equipment, you know what it does? It distorts it, okay? It's not clean, right? It adds something. You put it in the chain and it's not the same, okay? So that's kind of my go-to thing for vocals, okay? And I've seen a lot of you are doing the same thing because I'm mixing a lot of records that have that plug-in on it, okay? How many of you use the Blue 1176? Okay, we got a few. Okay, so it's not so bad. Maybe a few more after this weekend. So obviously I emulated the original one, of course. I'm sure in 10 more years they're going to be, wow, what's that? They're going to say mine was the original one. And they're going to look at the one in the rack and go, wow, it's a CLA 76. So I might as well just put my name on mine. They're going to say, wow, that's the rack version. Cool, you made a rack version. That's what's going to happen in 2019 or whenever that's going to be. And I won't look any older. Anyway, so let's look at that for a second. Let's see this. So what you have is to have that, and you have my... Let's bypass my vocal plug-in since we're not going to talk about that. It is bypassed. So let's just solo his vocal and play it for a second. I know it's hard to hear because we're surrounded by noise, even though I'm pretty fucking loud. Are those speakers all on there too? Oh.
Ready?
Are those speakers all on it too? Okay, that's for something else?
Yes.
That's not for me? Why isn't it for me? Kidding.
I feel like I've let you down.
He's let me down. No, he hasn't. Can you hear me?
Time coming down.
Can you hear that guy?
It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming down, down, down. Shake it, shake it, shake it.
Now stop right there. Now put it in bypass and play that second verse again.
It's been a long time coming down. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming down, down, down.
Now put it in.
Shake it, shake it, shake it.
Now turn the input up even more.
About to blow my mind.
There you go.
A real pole grinder. I'll leave my troubles behind.
I love a lyric, a real pole grinder, okay? Now that's a rock and roll song when the word pole and grinder are in the same sentence, okay? And shake it, shake it, shake it. So people ask me, hey man, did you mix that shake it, shake it, shake it song? And when I talk to Rob, he's like, everyone calls it shake it, shake it, shake it. I'm like, hey, be happy they call it something, okay? Because that's the most important thing. My point is you see the meter pegging, okay? You can just turn it down a little bit, play some more, and peg it even harder, right? So yeah, there you go.
It's been a long time coming down. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time.
Now see how that meter just vanishes to the left.
Shake it, shake it, shake it.
Okay, you stop it now. Now when you see that, that tells you it's just starting to sound good. Okay, so don't be afraid of that, all right? The way I design this stuff is not be shy. I'm not shy, and my mixing style is not very shy either, okay? It's very aggressive, as I think you guys know. So the methodology here is to not be shy with it. So the simple fact of it is it's an emulation of an old piece of gear, right? And it's got a few settings, okay? I like 4-to-1. I like what you see, okay? When you open the plugin, let's show there's some presets up there, okay? Presets for that. Let's see, for old Bluey. Look at those names. You got Start Me Up, which just starts at my setting, okay? And then you have some names there. Rock My Vocal, things like that, Max Vocal, okay? All my plugins have this Start Me Up thing. I don't know why I use that. Maybe it's for Bob Clearmount, but or the Rolling Stones. But that's just your start point. So if you go and just put that preset on, okay? If you know that, it's a great place to start. So one of the first plugins I made is the Blue 1176. Now look, we have a color on there that goes black and blue, right? Another Rolling Stones record, Black and Blue, my favorite one. But there's a black and blue limiter. So if you guys are familiar with the black version and the blue version, here you go, right? So why not, okay? Why not use both, okay? That's what's important. Now let's go back to another plugin that I got behind. So let's look at another plugin. The plugin that the predecessor to this that got me involved with Waves was this one right here. No, it's not that one. There you go, okay? This right here, okay? How many of you put me with SSL? How many of you know that I sit in front of an SSL? Okay, SSL is my life, right? And I sit in front of it. So why not, when Waves comes out with their emulation of SSL, okay, right here it is, all right? So what is this? This is a channel strip. It's a channel strip off the console. This is one of what I sit in front of. I sit in front of 80 of these, okay? 80 channels of this every day, okay? So, you know what's great about having this? Every one of them sounds the same. You know, the 80 I sit in front of, they don't all sound the same because they're, you know, they're in various ages. So the console's 35 years old, so of course it's gonna sound different. So this is a great package. You have the EQ, gate, limiter all in one. A lot of times I just use this for the EQ into the limiter. So for example, if we put it before this vocal I have right here, okay, and I add like 3 dB at 8K top red there, 3 on the red, okay? This is be an obvious thing, plus 3 there. We'll add like 2 dB at 3K on the green below it. Okay, we'll use the filter and go up to 70 on the filter on the left there, top left of your screen there. Yeah, your filter right there just to roll off, okay? And then we'll go down to the bottom and just take like 2 dB off at 50, very bottom black knob. And we'll feed that into the limiter, okay? That's just the start point, okay? I'm usually more aggressive. I just usually friggin' pin the shit at plus 15, fuck it. Make it do something, okay? So let's just play that verse vocal with that sound now. Yeah, same vocal.
Long time coming. It's been a long time coming down.
We'll just turn the EQ up, right?
Time coming. It's been a long time coming down, down, down. Shake it, shake it, shake it. About to blow my mind.
So it's just like, it's so instantaneous, just grab it. You know, the thing with mixing, the thing with EQ and compressors is, guess what the big problem is? This shit takes too long, okay? I have no patience for it. I have no patience for a freaking trackball or a mouse. Just want to grab the screen and turn the fucking knob. Okay, and that's what we want to do. We want it fast and simple. So you set up your EQs, you set up your plugins to be quick, so it's something easy, right? So when you go over to, for example, the next stage in this evolution, okay? Obviously we have my 1176, okay? That's one of my standalone CLA compressors, right? So you all know I have a few CLA compressors, right? And then I'm involved in the SSL compressor, right? I'm also have my signature series, which is what you're seeing right here, okay? You're seeing the thing with the red. Now, what